I am your healing host, El-Dumarè, and I would love to welcome you to a new episode of Chombo Unplugged. Welcome to Chombo Unplugged. May as chosen ones stay connected. I am your higher consciousness. I am your higher self. I am the healed version of you. Now, as I step right in nature, look what was waiting for me. Beautiful feather, ancestral protection, and all of that. So today, I'm here to talk about and demystify the number 13, because Friday the 13th is here, and on the full moon in Sagittarius, I made a herbal tincture with 13 ingredients. And you know, that's to demystify the sacred number of 13. Now, as you know by now, the number 13 is represented with bad luck. But why is that though? It is represented with bad luck, fear, superstitions based on Friday the 13th, even the movie Friday the 13th. But why? What is the origins? It possibly stems from the 13th tarot card that is pictured with the Grim Reaper, which represents death. So as you know, in this Western world, Western Christianity, anything spiritual, so of course they're going to demonize the tarot and stuff like that, and that is the 13th card, and it represents death. And within their religion, they fear death. Death is the ultimate, like, oh, you know? But actually, death is nothing to fear, because there's no rebirth and transformation without death, right? Only those who don't live a full life fear death. So the 13th tarot card, death, which is ruled by Scorpio and Pluto, and all it represents is transformation, endings, and rebirth. Come on now. But 13 is like one of the most sacred, lucky numbers throughout the world and all spiritual practices. So even before I get to the esoteric side of things, our genetic makeup, right? There are 12 major glands in the body, in the human body. And the 13th one is the pineal gland, which is the last part of the endocrine system to be found. So the number 13 represents the third eye. With 12 disciples, the Christ figure, or the Horus figure in Egypt, is the 13th man. Man, there are 13 colonies. The first national flag had 13 stars, but now it has 13 stripes. Just as I said previously, 13 represents the third eye. And on the dollar bill, right? On the US dollar bill, there are 13 steps on the pyramid beneath the eye. And even the motto above the pyramid reads, Inuit Coptis, which has 13 letters. The eagle on the bill has a ribbon in his mouth that says the motto, E Pluribus Unum, which has 13 letters. The eagle has 13 tail feathers, and in the left claw of the eagle, it holds 13 arrows. Come on, man. And in the right claw, an olive branch with 13 leaves and 13 berries, and there are 13 stars within a circle that form the six-pointed Star of David over the eagle's head. In the occult science of numerology, right, it is said that he who understands the number 13 will be given power and dominion. It is a number of upheaval and destruction, a symbol of power which, if wrongly used, it will wreak havoc and destruction upon itself. So as you see, you know, they demonize every sacred thing because they know the power of it though, right? And they just want to have this power for themselves and use it against you to have more power over you. It's all to dumb you down, demonize the sacred things, and use these sacred things for themselves. It's crazy. Now, astrologically, so on July 4th, right? Forget what it represents in America, but on this day, July 4th, the longitude of the sun is 12 degrees Cancer in the cosmos. Then the heliacal rising happens, right? And this is when the sun is in conjunction with the star system Sirius, its binary twin, and whose longitude is 13 degrees Cancer. And Sirius is our spiritual sun, and it represents conscious evolution, and it can be found at 13 degrees Cancer in your tropical birth chart, not just Sidereal, your tropical one. In astrological terminology, right, it is said, if the great star Sirius is well placed in the horoscope, it will contribute to amassing of wealth and the acquisition of fame and honor. Sirius conjuncts the sun in the horoscope of the United States in the second house of money and material possessions. The part of fortune is 13 degrees Capricorn, opposing the sun in Sirius, in the 8th house of other people's resources. No wonder they print the money in DC. You might want to rewind that back to understand what I was saying. Now, Cancer is the 4th sign of the zodiac, right? 4th, 1 plus 3, 4. And it rules the continent of Africa, its inhabitants and the people, you know, all over the world of African descent. The moon rules Cancer, right? The moon rules Cancer, and therefore the cosmic ruler of all African people. And the average celestial motion of the moon is 13 degrees per day. And 13 weeks is the time it takes the Earth to travel from equinox to the solstices. For example, it takes Earth 13 weeks to travel from the first day of spring, March 20th, to the first day of summer, June 21st. 13 weeks to the first day of summer to the first day of fall. It's like 13 weeks from the first day of fall to the first day of winter. And it takes Earth 13 weeks to travel from the first day of winter to the first day of spring. That's our genetic makeup I just explained. That's astronomically. Come on, man. 13 times 4. 13 times 4 is 52. It's 52 weeks out the year. And 52, which is the time it takes in weeks for the Earth to make one full complete revolution around the sun, and in most years, lunations. Yeah, man. And the fear of the number 13 is unfounded internationally, globally as well. It is honored. It is an honored number in many countries throughout the world. It's like there are 13 occurrences of the quantity 13 in the design of the Great Pyramid of Giza in Egypt. In the Indian pantheon, there are 13 Buddhas. The mystical disc that surrounds Indian and Chinese pagodas are 13. Enshrined in the temple of Atsuta in Japan is a sacred sword with 13 objects of mystery forming. And 13 was the sacred number of the ancient Mexicans. They had 13 snake gods. The 13th letter of the English alphabet is what? M, right? Which finds its roots in the 13th letter of the Hebrew alphabet, Mem, meaning mother, which was the ancient Phoenician word for water. You following me? The ancient Egyptian word for water was Mu, M-O-O, right? And the M is the most sacred of all letters, for it symbolizes water and relates to the evolutionary destiny of Africans, African Americans, and all people of African descent who are ruled by the 13, the number 13. And you know, the Egyptian word for the mother was Mu and all of that. The M, water is the ultimate life source. As the child, we are in the uterus, in the womb. Secretion is water, and is amniotic fluid, all water. Nefertum rises from water, creates from the blue lotus in ancient Egypt. Water is the life source, man. So I hope I just demystified number 13 for you. And have a beautiful, lucky, prosperous Friday the 13th.